Hi, my name is Michael Gilmour, and I'm the writer of WhizBang's blog and one of the co-founders of ParkLogic.com. It is wonderful to be here today with you. And once again, we're blessed by having Matt Herbert here with us from ParkLogic, and we're going to be talking about NamesCon. So, Matt, it's great to see you.
Great to be here, Michael.
It's always good having a chat to you, to tell you what.
Love it.
Yeah, you're over all the jet lag and stuff?
Oh, yeah, it was my first big trip. I've been around Asia, but never to the States, and absolutely loved going over there. And NamesCon was just a great event.
Yeah. Yeah, I must admit, I love NamesCon and the fact that there was just so much energy in the place in terms of the people and just some of the topics covered and all that sort of stuff. What did you find about that?
Yeah, walking in, it was I've only new to the domain industry, obviously, but my first NamesCon, and I was quite surprised at how much, energy is a great word, was the chats that we had in between sessions. Some of the sessions for a new person to the industry just blew me away. And I think that's the thing that most people I spoke to got huge value from those presentations. The ability to speak to people and bottom line, to get some deals done and to get some great traction and to build a bit of a profile was fantastic. So a really successful event, run really well, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
I must admit, it is at Austin. It was so much better than having it at Vegas. It was completely different. So here's a question: how does that compare against your background? Is in financial planning.
That's right.
So how does it compare against a financial planning conference?
I must admit, most of the financial planning conferences, most of the sessions are just rah-rah sales sessions. There's not a lot of real value add. But these sessions were, especially considering the breadth of experience. Some people were brand new to the domain industry. Some people, like yourself, have been around since it started. But I found that most people their comments about the sessions were very complimentary, that they got value from it. And that's probably the biggest difference. Most financial planning is, as I said, is about sales and somebody pushing a product. This was about trying to help build knowledge and build an understanding of how to actually maximise the returns you can get and maximise your benefit.
Yeah, I must admit, I completely agree with you. I think the sessions were great. Well, I need to say that though, because I did the keynote straight after the welcome address, and it was an absolute honor to do that keynote. Can I just say it was a privilege? And a previous series of videos I've done, I'm publishing on my blog. Yep. It's essentially the presentation I did for the keynote. But the thing I found with doing the keynote at the time was just I found that the audience was just drawing the information from me.
Those sponges, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And it's funny, I've been doing presentations for many years. And one type of crowd you do not want is those who are like, I call them black holes. They sit there and there's no reaction, nothing. They're just arms crossed and everything, and that's all there is to it. And at the end of it, you feel completely drained. The other type of audience is the reverse, where they're sucking the information out of you, but there's such an energy and vibrance, and you just want to give them more and more and more and more. And it's so exciting delivering to a group like that. But more than that, I find that at the end of it, I'm exhausted but exhilarated.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was just an amazing experience to be delivering the keynote.
Well, following that, Michael, I was we had like a tsunami of people rush me straight after the session.
Yeah.
To want more information, to want to see a copy of it, and how do we go forward? So, well, I thought it went really, really well. The audience, as you say, were very energised, and that sort of flowed through for the whole 4 days we were at NamesCon.
Yeah, I think so too. It's when I looked at NamesCon, like I had back-to-back meetings. I was just one meeting after another meeting after another meeting. In fact, some of my friends I've known for many years, they said, "Oh, we couldn't catch up with you," or anything like that, which was a bit disappointing. And I was trying to create sort of time in the schedule, but you're there to do business.
That's right.
And the thing I found was that that NamesCon is all about business. And it's great catching up with people. And I love those late night conversations in the bar. I must admit, the bar at the Omni was just awesome. You're like...
You had your own chair there, Michael.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. It had my name on it. I've engraved it and everything like that. It's all there. That's my chair. But I find those late night conversations really... In some ways, they're what I live for. because they get beyond business and more into the interpersonal.
Yep.
And it's just so much fun just
Yep.
hearing about people's lives, what they're doing.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, we had some great conversations regarding families and pets and next holidays and that sort of stuff. And that's, I suppose, one of the things I was really keen to expose myself to at NamesCon was to build some relationships. And I've been able to reach out to some people subsequent to NamesCon.
Yeah.
And it's much easier speaking to people and dealing with people when you can put a face to the name and a bit of a backstory to them as well. So it was phenomenal from that point of view.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I always try to meet new people as well as catching up with, dare I say, the old guard and that sort of stuff. Although there's not a huge number of us left who've done the distance.
Well, fortunately for me, everyone's a new person at NamesCon, so it worked out well.
Exactly. That's what I said to you. I said you have an advantage where no one knows you.
No.
And it's like it's like first time every time, and
Yep.
there's a big advantage with that. And being around the block a few times, it's harder to meet new people.
Yeah.
And in many respects, like I said, I love meeting the old guard and such, but the new people, like they are the ones that bring that quirky idea that, oh my gosh, I never thought of that before. And that's I do love that.
Yep.
Yeah. It's great fun. So in terms of NamesCon and dare I say Park Logic, so you've been chasing people up, have you?
Yes, yeah. We had a lot of success, a lot of new accounts opened, and certainly from the domain investors' point of view, we've been able to attract a lot of people with that, but also some registrars with a solution we've got, which I think is fantastic. So there's a lot more to follow up in that space. And sometimes those bigger deals are a slower burn, and that's okay. We're patient. We're offering... the sort of stuff we offer, people are just accepting, and I'm finding it very easy to talk to people, to explain what we do, find out what they need, and then if we can help, that's great. We can go forward.
Yeah, I must admit, like one of the things I've found is that people were very receptive this time. Like I saw there's some people I've been talking to for over 10 years.
Yeah.
And they suddenly said, yeah, now's the time to come on board. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, Matt, what are you doing there, mate? Like,
Well, a new broom sweeps clean, they say. Michael, so.
Exactly. So I was overjoyed by that.
Yeah.
And just to talk to some of these people I've known for so long, and they finally said, yeah, we got to do this.
Yeah.
I must admit, we picked up a huge amount of business there, as you're aware, and it's just growing. I feel like there is a sense of momentum in the industry and a sense of momentum, dare I say, for Park Logic as well, of just, hey, you know what? It's not all doom and gloom. There's a lot of great stuff happening in this industry. And there's great stuff because there's great people in it.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
absolutely.
you agree?
Well, look, we're just having record month after record month, which is one of the exciting things coming on board with Park Logic is, people say monetization's dead. I really don't think so. I beg to differ. We keep having great months. We keep getting more people on board, and we keep getting plenty of people who like spreading the gospel, as it were, about what we're doing. So very exciting, and it's a great time to be on board, that's for sure.
No, absolutely. And can I just say, I just want to thank from both of us to the conveners of the conference.
Absolutely.
I think they did an exceptional job. Like, even from a speaker's perspective, everything just flowed. And the communication beforehand was just outstanding for me. Like I knew exactly what's happening. I could get all my AV stuff all done and everything like that. And it was just outstanding. Like I know Jody coordinated with the speakers, Jody Chamberlain that is, and she did an amazing job, but there was obviously Leah and Soren and their whole team did an incredible job. So
I mean, even right through to the help desk that was there at the registration desk. Nothing was too much trouble for them. It was phenomenal. It's like herding cats to these things, usually these events. You got people running everywhere and no one seems to know what's happening. It's always someone else's job. But these guys were great. Any issue we had where they took it on, they dealt with it, and it was resolved, and it was a joy to deal with them, that's for sure.
Yeah, I found even like on the help desk, they did an exceptional job. You went up to the registration desk and everything just went like clockwork. And I think they really do need to be commended, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So it's congratulations to the NamesCon team. I must admit, I am looking forward to heading to Budapest for NamesCon Europe.
Yep.
Now, I believe that's you can go online right now and sign up.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would encourage everyone to do so.
Yep.
Like I know a lot of Americans, they don't go to the European conferences. I'm thinking, you're crazy. Like it's full of a completely new market, completely different way of thinking even. And it can be quite challenging. And I would encourage dare I say, the North Americans to head across that ditch called the Atlantic Ocean and journey to an amazing place called Budapest and attend NamesCon Europe, because it'd be fabulous. I know all the Europeans end up going the other way, so I would encourage that.
And they can't complain it's far. Australia to America, that's far. America to Europe, it's not that bad.
Yeah, that's true. It's funny, I was on the plane and traveling from Washington to Austin. And the hostess came up to me and said, "Look, I'm really sorry, like it's such a long flight." and I looked at her and I said, "Well, what do you mean?" She said, "Well, it's three and a bit hours." Yeah. And I said, 3 and a bit hours? That is nothing. Like, seriously.
We haven't even settled in 3.5 hours.
Yeah. I traveled around the world. Like I wrote in one of my blogs, I went from Melbourne to Singapore to Frankfurt to London, to Washington, to Austin, to San Francisco, back down to Melbourne. And now that's a long flight.
That is.
It's a long way, but it's all really good. But is there any other highlights you can think of with NamesCon at all?
Look, to be honest, the relationships that were formed, I think, I'm still, it's taken me forever to get through contacting everyone again, and I almost got through the list, but it's like, I think I'll have to go back to the start and start again. But no, I think the relationships and the opportunities to interact, I realise that the sessions are critical to learning and whatnot, but the ability to interact and the fact that there was different spaces to break out to, that little lounge that was behind the registration desk rather, was fantastic to be able to go in there, grab a new client, wander in there, have a chat in a very private space, or public but private, if you know what I mean. So things like that were just terrific. It was really accommodating, especially for someone new, to be able to use the facilities that were available and to move through the different areas were just terrific.
Yeah, and I must admit that the hotel in Austin compared to the hotel in Vegas was so much better. Like, you couldn't get worse in Vegas, I think, than the Tropicana. But the highlight to me was the fact that there was no smoke or anything like that, which it was fabulous. Yeah. But I think it was one of those great conferences, and I'm really looking forward to, as I mentioned, to NamesCon Europe, and particularly next year of NamesCon, what they're going to do with it, and how do they take this now to the next level. And I'm just so excited about it. But can I just say, it's always great chatting with you, Matt.
And you, Michael.
And I think we'll have more of these conversations. What do you reckon?
We need a fireplace. That's what we need.
We need a fireside chat. That would sounds good.
Awesome.
I look forward to it. So thanks very much for that.
Cheers, Michael.
And I do appreciate your time and effort.
We'll speak soon.
Well, there we have it. That's talking about NamesCon in Austin, Texas, and talking with Matt Herbert. And it's been really good to have you here with us. And I look forward to seeing you at another video on WhizBang's blog. So thanks a lot for that, and have a great day.